So hello, I'm Rob,
And I'm Andy.
and we're here today to talk about another video game. Today, Pro Evolution Soccer, or PES, 2018.
I always I hate the name Pez because every time I think of that, I always think of those dispensers.
Little PES dispensers,
So yeah,
But it's better than what it used to be. I mean, I have a history of this game going back all the way to the PlayStation 1 and the N64 when it was International Superstar Soccer Pro International Edition 1998.
there's the memories.
It's come a long way since then. I mean, back in those days, you had players, it was only the international teams, and everybody had a name which was just a little bit different than the real name because they didn't have the licenses.
Just a little bit.
Subtly. And then it moved on to getting the sort of some licenses, like the names at the very least. And it's expanded until we're at today, which it's positioned as the competition to FIFA, but I think it's a very different type of game.
How so?
Well, it's just who the audience. There's always, if you don't play this football game, you're not a real football fan. There's an awful lot of elitism on both sides of the fence. But when you look at FIFA, it's more of a package game. Like it's not just about how the game plays; it's about what else is there. Like the extra modes. It's got like the journey. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but basically the story mode.
Yeah, and they've got like a sequel to it on this year's FIFA. They've got Ultimate Team and they've got Manager mode. All of which have been going through expansions of their own. But PES is much more about the gameplay.
Yeah, I noticed that, but it's changed. It's changed a lot over the years. It is more about the what do you call it? The way it plays, the feel of it, over than
the flow of the game.
That's it. That's the word.
It's for the past couple before this one, it's been in a state of sort of it's the same, just slightly different. The slight nuances that are different, and that's fine. It's got a core audience which have adored it. I mean, I adored it for a very long time, but I was sort of coaxed away by the competition, and came back.
So, what do you think? So, what compared to the last one? What do you think really shines out this year?
Oh, the gameplay is it's completely different while also feeling uniquely PES. I know that's a very evasive way of describing the gameplay of a game, but I mean, if you've played PES, you know how it plays. I mean, at least the way I play, I'm a very pass-orientated player. And to compare it to FIFA, there's lots of jinky moves in that. You hold L2 or whatever the shoulder buttons are on the Xbox and certain swivels of the stick, and you do like twisty moves.
Twisty moves.
Yeah, I don't want to give them technical terms because it's so incredibly pretentious to call like some of the titles that gave those movements. On this, it's much more pass orientated, and the passing is just slick. It's slick Rick stuff. Because if you want to pass it to a specific point, it will pass to that spot on a die. And if you miss that spot, it's because you didn't do it right. Which is refreshingly direct. Because with these games, there's been sort of a lag between what you want to do and what actually happens on screen.
There was I'd say within the next few years as well. I mean, I understand the lag. It is more about this is the game you play when you want to get good. I think this isn't a game for beginners in a sense. PES.
Oh no! It's if you go in half. I mean, this is the good thing about it. It is like football because if you don't focus in a game, you'll be torn to pieces. Even on the lower settings.
And if you go in for that cross and you totally aim in the wrong direction, you will hit a spectator.
Yeah, you will. But the actual movement of the players, is much better. It's the same sort of responsiveness. If you are on a jinking run, it will react exactly as you press the ball. And I've always struggled with those sorts of chinking runs. because it's so reactionary and the reactions have always been so slow. But if you compare how the game plays in that regard now or how it was before is basically like playing Tron with all the right turns and left hand turns, extreme turns, the way the PlayStation 1 ones were like that. But even so, this one makes the ones like from last year and the year before feel like those PlayStation 1 titles.
Ah, right.
So
definitely sounds like something which you have to try this year then.
Yeah, because I've really put a lot of effort into this, and it does show, and it does feel like that. But for me, I mean, if you go online and you're playing competitively, if the network is good to support it, great. That's a good way to play this game. I can't say for sure on that one because the server's not gone live. So there's stuff like the My Club version, which is like Ultimate Team but for PES, isn't live yet. Can't go play online games or on PES League or anything like this. So it leaves it up to the Master League.
So how I always see that as the meat of the PES sandwich or the PES baguette. So
Oh yeah, it totally is. I agree on that 100%. It's exactly the same as last year.
Exactly the same.
Near enough. There's a challenge mode, but there's nothing really extreme in its difference to say, they've completely changed this game. And there's people online who complain about, the user interface is exactly the same. So what? You don't play the user interface. You edit a lot. I mean, you go into this game, the first thing I did when I turned this game on was edit all the teams. So when I played Master League, I wouldn't have bids from, I don't know, like West Midlands Whites or MD Blues.
I mean, that's the one thing. The hour or an hour and a half it takes for you to, and you have to find a list on the internet so you know you're getting the right squads, and then literally go through every single one of the names and change them.
I don't go through the names. That's way too much work. But the team is definitely. But back to Master League, it's just the same, and it has this thing. I mentioned this on the video for the last year's version of the game. You have like this line which charts the development of the player's career, and it's got things like still in development. I can't remember what this sort of stagnant. So it's just like constant and not improving and not getting worse. And then there's in decline, and that system has basically killed Master League for me because it takes away the point of buying like certain players. I mean, once a player's past like 26, 27, there's no point in buying them, and that's not what football is.
I always think Master League as well, it's more arcadey feel because I realise once a player retires, and then you go and have a look in your youth team. I don't know if it's still the same this year.
Yeah, it's largely the same. You got like classic legends in there, so you got like 16-year-old Zinedine Zidane in your youth team, and you're like,
still with ball there.
Oh yeah, cut. 16-year-old Zinedine Zidane in your youth team. I'll have a bit of that. So it is nice, but it's just when it's a specific complaint for a specific type of player, but for everybody who plays My Club, there's somebody else who plays Master League. And when you compare the revolutions which manager mode has had on FIFA in the past 2 years, and you compare it to the absolute lack of anything in Master League, it's very hard not to be disappointed. But at the same time, it plays much better than it ever has before. So it's you see what I mean?
I get you.
I mean, like, if you're going to play it online, if the server's there, brilliant. If you're going to play it for My Club, brilliant. If you're going to play it for Master League, it just doesn't have the sheen that it used to, despite it playing so very, very well.
It was new though years ago, and what I used to love though with Master League is when you didn't used to have the licenses. It used to open up at the end of every season for you to edit your kit.
Did it really?
I think it was Pro Evo. See, that's old school. Pro Evo, not PES.
Yeah, we did used to go like that, didn't we?
4 and 5 used to have you edit your kit at the end of the season if you wanted to, so you could change the look. But now they've gone all licensed. It loses that.
Yeah.
But
it's still an outstanding sports game. I can't take that away from it. It's just the mods that you play in it, the mods that they're lacking. And you can play game after game after game, but you need like some sort of connection to the game, whether it's your own team or whatever, to keep you coming back.
Yeah.
And I think that is where PES is really getting, well, more lackluster with each year, unfortunately. So it's a game of massive conflict, but it's not a game that's, you see what I mean? It's the best it's ever been, and it's also the most stagnant it's ever been. So
Yeah.
I think that's all I can really leave it on, unfortunately.
Gameplay has evolved, but
Gameplay
the mods has, well, it's stayed.
Yeah, and that's Pro Evolution Soccer, and it's available on all the major consoles. So if that my really backhanded compliment of a review and conversation thingy sounds good to you, go for it. There were a few bits I neglected to mention when we were recording the rest of the audio. The reason for so much Udinese footage as well is because I'm playing them in Master League. I like them. I like Italian football. So there you go. One, the referees have been balanced, so there's not as many random penalties and questionable decisions. I even tried going as far as getting players sent off, and it took an awful lot for that to actually happen. It may be balanced a little bit. In a patch, also, headers seem overpowered, so maybe that'll be balanced a little bit along the way. Also, goalkeepers. Goalkeepers have been a long-standing issue with the PES or Pro Evolution Soccer franchise, and with this one and the many new animations that have been put into the game have made the keepers more competent, or at least they've got rid of some of the ridiculous saves that made them look incompetent. So again, it makes them look better, it makes the game look more like real football, and end of the day, that's all a good thing. So thank you for watching this video. Click on some of the links on the screen for some videos, some interviews, some other conversation videos. Support us on Patreon or subscribe to this very channel. Until next time, I've been Rob.
And I've been Andy.
We'll see you next time.